So these are called AMP in action. These are little sections in here where I talk about sort of an experience that I had with something like this. So I have a client that I've been working with now for a couple of years. They have multiple employees that have been there over 10 years. There's actually one lady I met her the other day, she's been there 35 years. So this is a little bit different than most traditional businesses, right? And they're really proud of that fact. So we've been working on trying to improve a lot of their processes because most of them are 35 years old, right? And they're not really modernized. So we've been going through, we've been doing a lot of work. We go into their billing department and we start to find that there's just a ton of billing errors, and we're constantly crediting customers for things, and we have all these conversations. People are calling customer service with challenges. So we start looking through, and I said we need to start tracking where these errors are coming from. So we spent about 2 weeks, and we just kept a spreadsheet of all of the errors. And then I pulled in the billing folks, and I wanted to talk to them about their performance and see what we could do to improve. So the first lady I sat down, I said, so tell me a little bit about your job. And she said, well, I've been here 10 years with no complaints. I'm like, okay. So I'm looking at the sheet knowing that 80% of the errors come from her, right? So all I did is I just turned the sheet around and I said, well, I just want to walk through this and I want to see, what you think of these errors. So we start looking through them. We don't get even 25% or 30% of the way through this. And she just looks up at me and she says, why didn't anybody ever tell me? And I'm like, wow, right? To think about that, 10 years, she thought she was a high performer in this organization. And the reality is she was a root of a lot of their problems. So she asked me when she left, she said, can I get this report on a daily basis? She said, because a lot of these things are just, I'm going too fast. And she said, because I thought I was doing it really, really well, I just kept increasing my speed. And a lot of these things were like, it's a bill for $191 and she billed it at $19, right? Or, I mean, it's just fat fingering stuff because she's going too fast. So for the next 2 weeks, she was pretty much error-proof. She had no errors just because she was able to get that feedback that was telling her what she needed to do to improve. At the end of that 2 weeks, I saw her and I said, hey, how's things going? And she said, great, but I'm gonna resign today. And I was like, why? And she said, I just feel like I really let this team down. And she said, I just don't feel like I can be here anymore. So she ended up quitting, right? So I'm like, think about the impact that had on the business, right? And this is somebody who's been there for a long time, but she didn't leave because it was a hostile work environment. She didn't leave for any of those reasons. She left because she felt bad that she left everybody down and she couldn't face them anymore. She was embarrassed. So had we been just clear with her up front and given her that feedback, we would never have had that problem. And we had 10 years of poor performance when we could have had 10 years of great performance. Man, that sucks.